Now you can see the utility of these big numbers in these systems, because I can now verify that in fact, yes, all the systems are in the correct order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is a very big number. It's overlapping here. There's a reason for that. I'm not going to bother you why that is, but it just is. But it's no big deal. I mean, you can see 8 and 9, that's correct. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Anyway, you can trust me on this. They're all in the correct sequence, combined onto pages. Now my task is I want to step through this and I want to see, okay, now all empty staves have been removed, but where do I not want them to be removed? In some cases, I don't want them to be removed. So I'm just going to accelerate this right now. For instance, this we already knew was going to be ridiculous. We have just the first violin staff in this staff system here. I think that doesn't make any sense. So I will want to reinstate the string section. Now, also, this, in fact, some of this stuff right now flies off the top of the page. It's quite dense here. That'll all be fixed later on. I know that it's going to fit on the page. That's not the issue. But this page is going to be quite dense vertically, so it's not going to hurt any on the facing page, because these two pages are going to be facing each other in the final layout. It's not going to hurt the appearance any, adding 3 empty staves down here. It's going to make this a bit denser too. It's going to give a graphically more pleasing match across the spread of the page. Anyway, I could see here, down here, staff 6 is there. But staves 4, 5, and 6, which is the viola and the cello, the combined cellos and bass staff, the viola and the second violin, have disappeared. So I'll want them back in. I can see from this system here that those will be staves 1, 4, and 5. So I'm going to make on this particular Microsoft Word sheet that was generated earlier. You see, I had an empty column here. And I can do it on screen, but I actually like to print this page out on paper. And then on paper, I write next to the file where I want to reinstate empty staves, I write into it which staves I want to reinstate. So here, it would be staves 1, 4, and 5. Okay? But anyway, I'm doing it on screen right now, but I would actually be doing it on paper. I can't show that on this particular video. I keep going down the list. Yeah, staff system 15, I can see that I don't have a string, the bottom staff is a vocal staff. I don't like that. In that particular case, I will have a dummy staff, which is going to be the combined cellos and bass staff, run along with it. Well, I can see from over here that that's staff number 1. Well, I know that anyway. But so staff system 15, I'm going to reinstate staff number 1. So I'm going to go over here. This is for staff system 15. I'm just going to type 1 in here. Then I'm just doing this very quickly now. I mean, I've spent time examining this in advance. All these are fine. But now I come to where I have on a spread from the left page to the right hand page just one system, but the system configuration doesn't match up. So you have the effect that the bassoon staff sort of runs over into the oboe staff. I don't like that. So what I'm going to make, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these two pages that are on the page spread from left to right. I'm going to match them up. Now you can see the utility of these numbers on the left-hand column, here and there, because I can now quickly see, excuse me, which empty staves I will need to reinsert. And I'm just going to compare left and right. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all fine. 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16. I can see that over here, staves 17 and 18 are missing. They're present here, but they're missing over here. So in system 34, I'm going to make a note that I'm going to want to reinstate staves 17 and 18. That's right here, 17 and 18. Okay? And then I keep going. I've examined this in advance, of course. I'll show you staves staff system. Again, we have one system per page on a spread, and these two don't match. So I'm going to. I can see that there's less staves in 41 than there's in 40. So I'm going to have to add empty staves back into staff system 41. In this particular case, what's missing, you can see over here, staff 10. That's not present over here. Also missing, there's 11 and 12. That's also missing over here. As is 14, and then on. What's missing over here is 14 and 17. I have 14 here and 17 here, but not over here. So 10, 11, 12, 14, and 17 and staff system 41. That's this staff system. 10, 11, 12, 14, and 17. That's fine. And then I go to the next page. Here, again, one system per page, but they're not matching up. What's missing here in staff 42, we have a staff 11 here. That's not present over here, so I'm going to add 11 back into here. And then, so I'm going to make a note on that, on this page. 11, go over here. And I'm just going to go to the final page now because I've examined the other ones. Again, it's not matching. What's missing on the last staff system is staves 7, 8, and 9. I have staff 7, 8, and 9 here, but not here. It makes for an uneven distribution across the spread of the page. I don't want that, so I'm going to add 7, 8, and 9 back into staff system 47. 7, 8, and 9. Okay? That's good enough. Okay. So now all I need to do is go to the score program and call up those files. Score 3, file 09. Sorry, because of all my talking, I skipped a part of the process. I have to back up to this particular part of the process because I'm re-optimizing. These staves are now gone. They need to be put back in, and then I need to flag certain staves not to be optimized. So I first need to create, go back to a certain backup file. So now I open up the first file, which was file 9. And I'm going to flag staves 1, 4, and 5 not to be optimized. And I do that with a fictitious parameter 13. 13 equals 1. That's my flag for staff not to be optimized. Parameter 13 in staves doesn't do anything, so I use that as a flag. And then 4 and 5. That's it for file 9. Then I call file 15. In file 15, I wanted to keep the staff 1, retain staff 1, even though it's empty. I wanted to retain it. Then I open file 34, and I wanted to retain stave 17 and 18. I open file 41, and I wanted to retain staff 10, 11, 12, 14, and 17. Then file 42. Here I wanted to retain staff 11. And finally file 47. I wanted to retain staves 7, 8, and 9. So we're all done with that. And now I just redo the optimization part.